For the kickoff of SWA End of the Line, the latest pay-per-view SWA action. How are you doing tonight, Doc?
Doing all right. I'm excited to be here. Excited to see some crazy shit.
What's the percentage of shows we've started that have launched with Angle's theme going in the background? Like 80%?
I do feel like it's pretty high. This seems to be one of the ones that we get stuck on in the menu. Although we could do worse, I suppose.
Yeah, it's for those who don't know, the entrance songs, like some of them just loop forever. So when you're just like listening in the menus, like you can get stuck on Angle or like Kane, stuff like that. So anyway, we got a few people here. Nano, let us know how audio levels are, if you can hear me and Doc.
Yep. And if we sound good, all that kind of stuff.
If we need to go higher, lower, do a little mixing. Got a few people filtering in already. And that's an affirmative on the audio levels. And we are ready to go. SWA End of the Line. We've got a 4-on-4 elimination tag match for our main event. Team Windham versus Team Songgrace. Most of those teams have been announced, but not fully. We'll find out the fourth participant of both teams tonight when they make their entrance.
Which is a pretty exciting way to do it, I gotta say. You know, I was thinking we may wish that we had all of the teams announced before, but I think it would be cool to kind of see who that final entrant is. Adds a little extra hype to a match that's already got a lot of story going on, a lot of background, and it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff on the card tonight. Tag team titles on the line, the World Championships on the line, and we're kicking off with a 4-way Extreme Rules match featuring the Machine, Kehoe Sankari, the Sharpshooter, Corey Quinn, and the Crow, Eric Draven. Pretty good mix of talent here, a wide range of sizes. We've got all the way from 5'11", 185 of Draven up to the 6'11", 275 the Machine, and the full gamut in between. A couple of light heavyweights in Sankari and Quinn. Kicking us off with the first Extreme Rules stipulation in SWA history, I believe. We'll see if that comes into play.
I think, I mean, you never know with these sorts of matches. Obviously, I think any of these competitors would know that it's sort of to their advantage to do that. But sometimes they just want to, take it old school and keep it between the ropes.
Yeah, and it's first fall. Unlike our main event, this is not an elimination match. So one pinfall, one submission. And you can put this thing away and get yourself a pay-per-view win in a multi-man match here.
At 220 pounds,
Sankari, the first entrant of our pay-per-view here, sits at 11th in our power rankings, 4-3. It's been a little bit up and down. He looked pretty good after the inaugural tournament. He's had a little bit more of a rough go of it lately, dropping to AJ Bauer a couple of weeks ago in what was, a relatively surprising loss.
Yeah, big surprise. Not an expected outcome there. AJ Bauer, I suppose no slouch, but not a person who's had a particularly strong resume to this point. So to see Sankari drop to him was definitely a surprise.
We've got not the only Quinn we'll see tonight. The Jamie and Noah defending the tag titles later on against Slate and Onyx Stone. But Corey Quinn featuring here in this fatal 4-way, looking to get himself going in the right direction. Stands at 4-6 in singles action and is currently 18th in the power rankings. He last week dropped a match to Painwrecker that was pretty well contested for a while. Painwrecker came out on top, but Quinn's had some good matches and he's had some bad matches. We'll see which version we get here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming out looking confident, looking assertive. We'll see if that carries over into the match.
Speaking of ups and downs, there's been more downs, I would say, than ups for the machine.
Definitely a lot of downs, yeah.
3 and 6. He's all the way down at 31st in our power rankings, but he remains a bit of an enigma. Always expected to perform better than he does. Not exactly the trait you want on your resume, but he's got the talent to perform. We'll see if he can put it together, get himself a pay-per-view win. We have 7 matches tonight. We'll have 7 winners, and that's a pretty limited club. If you're looking to
it's
get
a lot of losers.
If you're looking to get yourself going and get some momentum, a win on a pay-per-view is a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, this certainly would be a statement win. I don't know. The machine is tough. We keep thinking that he's gonna show out, but he has not, to be quite frank, and he really needs this win. So hopefully he can make something happen. Otherwise, it's going to be tough goings, and he's without his manager tonight. No Art Vandelay at ringside, so who knows how that will affect his mindset.
Yeah, the machine's actually 0-2 with Vandelay ringside with him, so maybe that's part of the strategy here. He's got a better record without than he does with.
And from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 185 pounds, Eric Draven.
For the Crow, he sits at 3 and 3 in singles action. He's climbed up to 15th in the power rankings, but he's on if he wins tonight, he'll officially be on a little bit of a winning streak here. He's had 2 wins in a row, taking down Dr. Morbius and Eddie Vortex post Rumble at SWA Countdown, and he's been doing or Right to Fight rather. He's been on a pretty good run since the last pay-per-view and earned himself a shot here tonight. If he gets a win here, maybe he's going to find himself within our top 10 soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about these power rankings is if you're sort of in that group right below the top 10, a few things break your way on a given week, and suddenly you find yourself in the top 10 because, those folks are competing as well. So, you get a win, 1 or 2 other people get a loss, and some things shuffle, and you find yourself maybe at number 8 or whatever. It can happen really quick.
Yeah, for Draven, a few weeks ago he was sitting at 1 and 3 and really looked like his kind of singles efforts were pretty poor. Now he's climbed back up and a big shot here tonight. We'll see if he can continue that. That's also the kind of thing that could turn around for the machine or for Corey Quinn here.
Or even Zenkari. I mean, all of these guys, I don't know that any of them need a win in the way that we've seen, in past weeks. We've tried to, we've had a lot of guys who are really sort of desperately in need of a win. I don't know that any of these guys are quite there, but they all could really use one, and I think would really like to get one here.
Seems we've split off into pairings of the machine and Sankari and Quinn and Draven. Quinn dropping the knee on the head of the Crow there.
A couple of strikers going at it in Sankari and the machine, but right now it looks like it's all Sankari.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to have the advantage in a trading blows situation there. Draven rolls to the outside. He's taking a beating so far, and now Sankari and Quinn may be looking to go a little 2-on-1 against the machine here.
I mean, I can't say I blame him. He's the biggest guy in the ring.
Yeah, use that to your advantage if you're those two, but instead they turn on each other. See if the machine can capitalize on that. He's going to take some time to get the crowd behind him, but Draven is in, taking advantage. Quinn really using the knees effectively against the downed opponent there. Draven tries to take the machine off his feet. Can't do so in the ring, but sends him to the outside and down. Action spilling to the outside.
And a reminder to our folks at home, because this is Extreme Rules, there's no countouts, there's no disqualifications. Oh, and a little Phoenix splash there. Actually, take that back. That was a corkscrew senton.
Quinn's looking to put this one away, but Draven's there. I think Sankari might have just been about to kick out as well.
Yeah, that was some big offense. Sort of the first real big moment in this match. Let's see what else is behind it. A standing moonsault. Again, sorry, shooting star press from Draven there. Looking to showcase his own high-flying repertoire.
The machine gets Draven sent out and makes his way across the ring, driving some headbutts into the left arm of Sankari, trying to negate some of the striking power of Kehoe here. Now the machine going to the outside, looking under the ring. Maybe going to take advantage of that stipulation. He's got a kendo stick. Ooh, think he got one shot on Sankari there, but then Draven breaks it up.
You know, and we talked about it before, and we haven't really seen it yet. I'm waiting for somebody to go for some plunder.
Well, the machine took advantage one shot with that kendo stick, but that was all he got off. Now Quinn looking for a cover on the Crow here. He's got 1-2, and the Crow's out at 2.
That's that sit out butterfly facebuster. That's a way that he likes to put away people. Didn't quite get it on Draven, but this is this sort of match where you can lose without actually having been pinned. You have to pay attention to everyone else the whole time the match is going on. And a cutter from Sankari.
Strong cutter. Looks like it might have busted open Draven.
Yeah, we're going to add a little red to that face paint mixture. A little more colorful.
And Draven trying to get away from the action. I can't say that I blame him. He rolls to the outside. Big discus punch. Maybe an elbow from Sankari there, and he's got Quinn down for the cover. And he's finished him off.
There it is.
Draven on the outside. The machine laid out in the center of the ring, and Sankari delivers that discus elbow that puts away Corey Quinn.
Wow. That was a little chaotic.
A lot of action going on. No one there to break it up. Wisely timed by Sankari to take advantage when there was no one there to. We saw Draven break up a pin earlier.
Real moment of opportunity. Yeah, like we said, you got to kind of watch everyone else, and I think Sankari noticed that, you know, Draven, we see here in the replay, got busted open by that cutter. So he's worn down. He saw the machine looks tired. He hits that discus elbow, and he is able to get a pin before anybody can get up. Wily work from Sankari.
Big win for Sankari. Pushes himself to, well, he's still 4-3 in singles, but a nice multi-man win there on a pay-per-view.
Yep.
Nice little line on the resume for him. Next up, we've got the Fed, Daniel Drake Thomas taking on the Boulder in a no-holds-barred match. These two haven't squared up in a long time. Way back in our inaugural tournament, the Boulder eliminated DDT from that tournament after Thomas set, at the time, a record for the quickest match in SWA history. In the first round, looked to be one of the early favorites, and the Boulder put a stop to that. Daniel Drake Thomas gets a chance at revenge here, while the Boulder looks to make things clear that he's the superior wrestler amongst these two.
Yeah, and two very different styles here in this match. Obviously, the Boulder, it's a real big fella. His offense is very power heavy. He uses that cradle lift Samoan drop. Meanwhile, DDT might be the president of the sub gang. The match you mentioned that was for a while the record shortest match in the history of the SWA was just basically ended by an ankle lock, and that's how he does. He's very precise, surgical, and he picks his spots really well. Utilizes that sort of submission technical kind of offense. It's be interesting to see here because it's two very different approaches, and it's going to be sort of a battle of wills, I think.
Yeah, and at 8th and 9th in the power rankings with the with DDT taking the higher spot there. A top 10 matchup here for sure. A little bit of chance at revenge for DDT. We saw the debut of Thomas's team, tag team with Tomio Yamaguchi last week. Dirty Deeds got a win over Fuerza Mayor in our main event, and it was Thomas himself who secured a submission victory utilizing an armbar, not even his signature ankle lock, against none other than Domingo Cervantes, the SWA World Champion, to win that tag match. So if you're talking about momentum, getting the champ to tap out in a tag match is a pretty good burst of it. We'll see if he can do something similar to the Boulder here tonight.
Yeah, and that was a big win for a lot of reasons, as we'll get into later. That really was a statement win going into what is now a triple threat featuring not only both members of Forza Mayor, but also DDT's tag partner, Tomio Yamaguchi, who really earned his spot the week before in a great bout against Puma. But like you said, DDT's got some real momentum because tapping the champ is no small feat. It's a very important sort of moment to have on your resume, and now he's looking to build on that, tapping another sort of top caliber wrestler in the Boulder, Tupuola.
And, a lot of people thought that the Fed was going to go to the finals of that tournament, have a shot at the title. The Boulder was the one who put that away. It would be fitting for DDT to take down the Boulder en route to maybe a future title shot. But, Tupuola is going to look to climb back up that ranking as well. He's spent some time at the top. He's struggled a little bit lately. Let's see if he can get back going in the right direction and maybe make a run at the title in the near future.
And early on here, he's looking to come out of the gate hot after trading a couple chops. We've had some offense here by Tupuola. Although, as always, you can never count DDT out. So,
and he's got an arm bar locked in already on the left arm of the Boulder. This is the same move that tapped out the champ. It's pretty early on. He's got him in a good position.
Is he going to get it? No, he couldn't get it.
Lets him out of the hold, I think. We've seen this from Thomas before. Doing some damage, but getting out of dodge before the opposition has a chance to counter or reverse and do any damage to him. We'll see if he can keep the momentum as the Boulder gets to his feet and drops the Fed quickly.
And that's what I was talking about. You talked about how he'll let them out of the. Oh man, he's going to be a little dizzy from that one.
Just whips him right over the top rope to the outside. Rough landing for Thomas.
Yeah, and he's sitting there dazed on the floor. I mean, what else can you do? But so Thomas is really clever about this. He'll put you in a hold, stretch you, make it hurt, but then before you have a chance to kind of figure out a way to work yourself out of it, he'll let you go. And it's a bit of a mind game, but also it just lets him continue to target. He kind of helps maintain control. He's controlling the pace, and he's able to continue to work on his opponents that way rather than sort of letting them have a moment to get their own offense in. It's a very smart strategy, and I don't know why more people don't use it.
Yeah, we've seen him sort of chain submissions together with that strategy, get you in one hold into another and then finish you off with a third before you really have time to react. That in a way that if you keep someone in one hold, you can kind of, eventually find your way out of it. He's pretty crafty and finds ways to mix it up quite a bit.
And meanwhile, DDT here sort of going a little outside the box and just beating the snot out of Tupuola there with the old ear clap and then he just chopped him on the chest, and it could be heard in the back row. My goodness.
Yeah, throwing hands, not the offense we expected to see from the Fed, but maybe this is in an effort to kind of bewilder his opponent here.
Not only that, but you think it might be a little more personal because, like you said, this is about revenge. This is not just another match for DDT. This is a match that he has a little extra something going on when he thinks about winning, and maybe that's pushing him over the edge a little bit.
And as we talk about the pay-per-view event tonight, end of the line, Boulder was the end of the line for Thomas in that tournament. Thomas would love to be the kind of end of the line of this mini feud, if you want to call it, as Boulder goes for a cover and gets a 1 count. He'd love to get a shot to get a win back against the Boulder here.
Yeah, and continue to climb those power rankings, right? Like they're both in the top 10, so a top 10 victory is huge. Even if you're also in the top 10, that's really big.
Strong counter by Thomas from a precarious position there, but the Boulder counters himself, sends him into the corner. It's a lot of weight being applied to the chest.
Yes, it is.
Of Thomas, and now the Boulder maybe looking for a cover. Sure enough, here he goes. Just a 1 count, though. Thomas kicks out easily. That's 380 pounds, locking in the pinfall attempt there. No easy feat to kick out of that.
Yeah, and that's after it crushes you in the corner and leans on you really heavy while you're sitting in the corner. I mean, it's a lot of weight repeatedly.
Couple of big clotheslines. How about a third from the Boulder? Getting some momentum going.
A stiff right.
Oh,
and a reverse power slam from the Boulder.
Center
Crowd is feeling it.
Gets Thomas back to his feet immediately, and Thomas with a nice reversal in the corner busted him open. And he's got him locked in a submission here. Boulder's right next to the ropes, but I don't even know if he knows it. Sure enough, he doesn't. He taps out.
I think he was rocked from that elbow. That elbow caught him right on the forehead and just cracked him open.
Thomas busted him open and then capitalized immediately, wrenching that arm behind the Boulder's back, and Tupuola taps out. Daniel Drake Thomas with another submission victory.
And, I mean, what else do you expect from, like I said, the president of the sub gang himself? And a good point being made there by some folks in the chat. So, because it was a no-holds-barred match, I believe that the rope would not have mattered were Tupuola to try to grab it.
Oversight on my part, but of course Thomas has thought that out and utilizes that to a victory there. As you see again, Tupuola tapping out. Another, we saw the armbar earlier, then he locks in another submission there, doing the damage early, working a body part, gets a nice victory here at end of the line. Our second match of the night is a win for the Fed.
Yeah, and that's that Kimura lock there. A little bit more of a rarity from DDT, but supremely effective, as we saw. Definitely, he's the king of subs. I mean, I don't know what else to say. He knew what he was doing, and honestly, I don't know why Tupuola agreed to that match. That was a bit silly, but here we are.
Yeah, DDT improves to 6-3 in singles matches, and I do believe that all 6 of his victories have been by submission. Someone is welcome to correct me on that if they wish. But we move into our third match of the night. Pain Wrecker taking on the Beast, Calvin Abueva, in a last man standing match with a 60-minute time limit. Abueva has been on, somewhat of a run again. He had a shot at the title. Despite never cashing in the briefcase, he earned a shot at Cervantes. Domingo put him down, but he come back the next week and did, quick work of Paragon. In the last 3 weeks, Windham, Abueva has taken down Warren Windham and Paragon and has only lost to the champ. He continues to be hot, and he continues to sit 5th in the power rankings. But at 6-2, the man entering the arena now, Painwrecker, he's been on a bit of a run himself ever since that inaugural tournament.
Yeah, and you mentioned Abueva's sort of bounce back or continued success. He's kind of the guy who just won't go away. Painwrecker, meanwhile, has just been quietly building his resume, just putting in good work every week, and it's gotten him noticed a bit recently. I think the crowd has started to come around to what they've seen from him and recognizing the work he's put in his bike shorts.
He had a short stint in the Rumble back at Right to Fight, but he's got 2 wins in between there and now in both of his matches. It's been a while since we've seen him drop a match. He's been pretty effective all in all. 6-2, he sits at 6 in the power rankings. You know, he's got a chance to get his 7th win tonight, which would put him in pretty elite company. Now, Abueva, on the other hand, has a chance to get his 8th win tonight, which would make him only the 3rd person to do so in the SWA.
Yeah, but he won't have a chance to do it for another 20 minutes because he's going to take his time coming to the ring.
Definitely likes to milk it, and, you know, I think the argument would be there that he's earned that right with the kind of run he's been on tonight. Tonight's match, last man standing, going to have to put the other person down for a full 10 count.
Yeah, and I think this is the first last man standing match we've had in the SWA as well.
At 290 pounds, the Beast.
That is correct. We'll see who we've seen Painwrecker be in some really good back and forth matches. This is a little bit more of a test of wills and resilience here. We'll see how he fares in that. And Abueva, you know, has ran through pretty much everybody with the exception of the champ. We'll see, you know, does he have the stamina to go if this one takes a little bit longer? It's a tougher ask to get a 10 count than it is to get a 3 count for a pinfall.
That is a great point, and you know, he's not necessarily a guy who's putting on 60-minute clinics in the Tokyo Dome, right? He's a bit more straight ahead, kind of beat you up, hold you down for a pin. But ultimately, I think you said it too. This is a battle of wills. Who has the will to win, to get up, to beat that 10 count every time? Because ultimately, this is going to be a matter of going until you can't anymore.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Abueva's had some of the biggest wins in the SWA. He's only the 2nd person to take down Warren Windham. He took down Paragon, who came in to the SWA really hot. And, you know, one of the knocks on Painwrecker is that he sits at 6-2. Maybe doesn't have the big signature win that you might expect of the other people who are, say, in the top 6 or 7. I'd say, you know, a win over the Beast at end of the line could be that sort of line on his resume that he really needs to get some more attention and move himself up the card.
I think you might be right. You know, this, like we said, he's been building a good resume. He's had a lot of good ones, but this is sort of a marquee win, I think, if he can get it here. Also, a friendly reminder to the folks at home, this match does have a 60-minute time limit. So if neither man has been able to make his opponent stay down for the 10 count at the end of 60 minutes, we will indeed have a draw on our hands, and I think we will have to... We'll have to sort that out later. But in the meantime,
Painwrecker
we're up to 5.
To see, has he put him away with all but one move here? How about an 8 count for Abueva? Was he just catching his breath?
I don't know. Maybe he took a nap. Maybe he was thinking strategy. I don't know. That I was speechless there, and I still don't really know what to make of it. Uh-oh. That looks like a beast bomb.
Abueva looking for the beast bomb indeed, and he hits it on Painwrecker. Man, it looked like it was going to be over for Abueva soon, but the beast bomb That's a lot of impact for Painwrecker there. Could we have a finish in under 2 minutes here?
That's both of these guys sort of leading with their finishing move, right? Painwrecker hit a kill switch, and then Abueva hits a beast bomb. It's an interesting choice, coming out really hot. Not something you see every day. Sort of your finishing blow, your killing blow is the sort of the first big thing you lead off with.
Yeah, they brought it here tonight, and now we'll see what they've both got left. Both men trying to put this one away within the first 2 minutes. Didn't quite pan out, but yeah, we got a lot of time left. We'll see what else they've got up their sleeves. How about an arm bar from Painwrecker? Submission game, unexpected perhaps, but you never know.
It can pay off, but that's a long-term investment in this match. That's like working the body in boxing. You're not going to get him to fail to answer the 10 count by pulling on his arm. You need to wear him down, and that's one way to do it, but it takes longer.
Ooh. Strong uppercut from Painwrecker levels Abueva there. Gets him right back to his feet and continuing to go to work. Float over DDT might have busted open the beast already.
Yeah, really spiked him on that. That was he was pretty vertical. That's all of Abueva's weight right down on the top of his head.
Strong impact, and has it done enough to knock out the beast here? No, he's got a 6 count, but Calvin's back to his feet.
Going for it again. Oh. There's another kill switch. But Abueva getting right back up.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get back to his feet. Then a kick to the back of the head from Painwrecker. And now Abueva lying flat of his back, center of the ring here. And a lot of blood coming from the head of Abueva. Could be out of it here, and he is
and
indeed.
There it is.
The kill switch from Painwrecker, and the blood loss turns out to be too much for the beast to get back up. Painwrecker puts him away, needing very little of the time limit of this match.
It was this move right here, that spiked DDT busted him open. I think that blood loss spelled the end for him. Maybe he's concussed, who knows. But that seemed to be the turning point in the match, short though it was.
Certainly looked a little bit woozy after that, and after the second kill switch, it was just too much for the beast, and Painwrecker gets his 7th victory, becoming just the 7th person to accomplish that feat.
Here is your winner, P.
Only the 3rd person to take down Abueva. A big win here tonight at end of the line for Painwrecker.
Yeah, huge win for Painwrecker. This is, like we said before, this is that marquee win on his resume as he now looks to move up in the power rankings and maybe get a shot at that title. Be it Domingo Cervantes, be it Tomio Yamaguchi, be it El Puma, whoever walks away tonight, maybe Painwrecker's knocking on their door very soon.
He certainly made a pretty good case for himself tonight with that win. Takes down the 5th rated Calvin Abueva, the person right above him in the standings. We would expect him to move on up at least to that 1 spot, if not further. Next up, we've got a tables match between the Ace and Triple G. These two faced off last week in a match that was relatively back and forth. Triple G might have been a little bit more in control of it. And really without warning, the Ace goes to the outside. He fetches himself a sledgehammer, goes back into the ring, and just slams it into the already downed Triple G.
Yeah, very strange choice. He still hasn't really given any sort of satisfactory explanation, if you ask me. I don't I don't know what he was thinking. It was uncalled for.
Well, he's made it clear that he wants to put away Triple G. He's done with the sad gimmick. He's done with the top of the card. Triple G sits in third in the power rankings, 8-3, and the Ace is having none of it. He personally demanded this match, a tables match at end of the line. He wants to finish off Triple G and put him away for good. We'll see if he's able to do that tonight. Gray is not going to be too happy about the way that match went last week, and we'll see how he's recovered and what he has in store for the Ace in the SWA's first ever tables match.
Yeah, he's already grieving. I think the Ace wants to give him something to grieve about. But I think he's also dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of he got a win last week, but it was via disqualification. Although I'd say he was probably in control of that match up until that point. He absolutely dominated FTS the week after Right to Fight. And as a result, has 2 wins since the last pay-per-view. Of course, at Right to Fight, he lost to Domingo Cervantes in a title opportunity. And we've seen the drastic change from him since then. The teal has become black. The boisterous presence has become somber. And we've seen him run through people since then. We'll see what he's got in store for the Ace after the Ace's dastardly attack last week.
Yeah, I don't know. This new Garrison Gray is an interesting one. Like I said, he's dangerous. We've seen that, I think. But long term, I don't know what to make of him. Like, is this just how he is now? Is he this sort of like somber, quiet, kind of hateful person, or is he going to go back to the sort of boisterous, cocky, arrogant, hateful person? I don't know. Sometimes I miss the over-the-top entrance, even though it was a lot.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of ramifications happen from their meeting last week here tonight in this tables match. Triple G has a chance to become the first SWA superstar to 9 wins, 8-3, third in the power rankings. The Ace has fallen off a bit since a pretty good inaugural tournament run, 4-5. It sits 17th. But one of those losses, of course, the disqualification last week to Triple G.
Yeah, and of course that's both doesn't really count, but also definitely counts because it was his own fault. Flurry of strikes there from the Ace to kind of get back on top, but now a big release German. Gray.
A strong suplex from Triple G, then just a good old punch to the face. Ooh, goes for a big knee there, but the Ace gets out of the way, but catches a couple of strikes from Triple G instead.
Continues to be pretty back and forth here between these two guys. They've certainly been two of the top guys in the SWA, I think, for most of our time, and exciting to see what they bring against each other here, especially in a tables match. It's going to get violent.
Speaking of the tables, Triple G taking one inside the ring now. Now going back out for the Ace. Perhaps no, he just okey-dokes him back inside. Little cat and mouse from Triple G there. Ooh, what a kick.
He ate a lot of super kick on that one.
Certainly did, and he's crawling back to his feet, but the Ace looked like he was going to use that table, but Triple G capitalizes instead.
And now he's thinking He's got some ideas. Setting it up in the corner.
He's got it up in the corner. Is he going to look to put the ace through it already? This is the way to win this match. Someone will go through the table. Not necessarily
Yes, a reminder.
that one.
A reminder to everyone, no pinfalls, no submissions. The way to win is to put your opponent through a table. That's it. But, you know, both of these guys, I think they're experienced, they're veterans. They know that you can't just kind of do that. You've really got to wear your opponent down before you're able to do that. And a release, overhead, belly-to-belly suplex. Gray really looking like top form tonight.
Ooh. Just, he's sending the ace to the Suplex City a little bit here tonight. Over and over, the light heavyweight Garrison Gray taking advantage. You know, the ace at 208, he's in the same weight classification, but a little bit smaller. Triple G's got him
only
against the table here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, head first through the table in the corner. And Triple G made quick work of the ace there.
Wow.
I think that pretty definitively gets his thoughts on the subject. I don't think those two are in the same league.
I think Gray would agree with you. My goodness. It was a little back and forth. You could tell the ace had done some work, done his scouting, but once Gray really turned it on, I mean it was a tale of two very different wrestlers.
No hope for the ace there, and he goes through head first. A painful way. If you're going to go through a table, it's going to be painful, but head first, not the way you want it to go.
Yep.
Triple G
he's going to feel that in the morning.
Made that one clear. And gets his 9th victory, now 9-3. Of course, Cervantes has a chance to match him later on in the World Championship match, but Triple G gets there first. The first to 9 wins in SWA's history.
And up next here we got some tag team action. The tag titles up for grabs as the Quinns, Jamie and Noah Quinn, defend their tag team titles against Unhinged.
Yeah, just a couple of collection of brothers here, the Stones and the Quinns. These two competed at Right to Fight for the tag titles when they were on the line for the first time in an odd finish, I think you could say. A disqualification for the championship. The only reason that was able to happen was due to the fact that it was not a already owned belt. So tonight that will not be on the table. Disqualification means the Quinns would retain, but there will be no countouts here tonight in this tag title match between Unhinged and the Quinn brothers.
And here come the Stones, a couple of proud Southern boys who are ready to fight with their hard hats and their all gray attire.
3-1 for Unhinged, the only loss. That title match count out at Right to Fight. The Quinn brothers as a whole 6-1, or 7-1 actually, I believe, and Jamie and Noah specifically undefeated in tag action, 4-0. The Quinns have, without a doubt, been the dominant team in the tag division thus far, and the Stones would like to put an end to that, but it's been a tough order as no one has been able to top Jamie and Noah so far.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a tough thing to do. I mean, I certainly think that the Stones are to the challenge, but it's gonna be tough. Like you said, these two as a team are undefeated. The brothers, all four of them together, are very good at tag team wrestling. These two are the best. That's why they're the champions. It's gonna be a tall order to try to take these belts away from these guys.
Interesting pairing, these two teams as well. Jamie and Slate, both somewhat of technical submission type performers. Onyx and Noah, a little bit more physical, a little bit more in your face. So really kind of foils for each other here. A couple of relatively similar teams. We'll see how that pans out in this tag title match. The first time the Quinns will have defended the titles since they earned them at Right to Fight.
Slater, Stone. Oh, Stone. On the way to the ring. At a combined weight of 525 pounds, Slater, Stone, and oh, Stone.
The double introduction for the Stones there.
Stone, oh, Stone, and their opponents.
Make that a triple, bartender.
460 pounds. They are the James Quinn and Noah Quinn.
Belts on the line. That's what they're here for. The Quinns to defend. The Stones would like their shot at them. And they've got it tonight. Straight up. No count out. 2-on-2 tag action. We're going to start with Jamie Quinn and Slate Stone in the ring to get us going.
Let's see what they got. And Slate started with an interesting little bit of offense there, but already we've got a bit of a feeling out process, it seems. Northern Lights suplex. And already we're seeing some submission action by Slate Stone.
Working on the leg of Jamie Quinn there.
You mentioned, these two guys, both submission artists, both very technical wrestlers, as we see a brainbuster there by Jamie Quinn. Both these guys have some tap victories, some submission victories, but it's pretty early to kind of go for that sort of thing. I guess you want to wear them down.
And that's kind of what we've come to see from Slate. He's pretty focused in that area as Onyx, the active man. Now Jamie's going to tag in Noah. And we're just going to trade off. Brand new match here, Onyx and Noah.
And Onyx, of course, much more of a brawler. Noah a little more technical than, say, Onyx, but he's not quite the submission artist that his brother is.
Irish whip into the corner, drives the knee into the gut of Onyx Stone there. It's got him draped over the bottom rope and drops the leg down over the apron. He's back in quickly. Noah keeping the pace up, but Onyx trying to crawl, rolls away from that kick, but catches one on his feet instead, and huge elevation off the knee of Noah Quinn.
Yeah, a lot of force coming down on that knee, and then it sends it right all back up through Onyx's head. And now he's looking to get a break and get his brother back in. We've talked before.
Slate.
We've talked before many times. Oh, as Onyx sneaks in a little extra something on his way out of the ring. We've talked before about the importance of having the freshest man in the ring. And the Stones are doing a good job of that here.
Noah gets out of that leg submission there. He's going to send Slate over near Jamie. Jamie gets out of the way, but then drops Slate down on the apron.
That's some clever tag team wrestling, honestly. Being in tandem with one another, that's smart work. And remember, there's no count out, so they can be out here as long as they want.
Certainly, the last match ended with a count out. It was then deemed that this rematch would have no such thing. So these two can brawl on the outside as long as they want. Pinfall or submission will have to take place inside the ring, though. Slammed head first off the apron is Slate Stone, and he's going to want to get things going back his way or get Onyx involved soon if he wants to stay in this match.
Yeah, he's going to need a break, and he's very, very far away from making that tag.
Oh, slammed off the empty announce table here, and then head first once more. Noah Quinn using the environment to his advantage. Now Slate trying to get things turned around, but Noah staying on top of things with a nice reversal. Off the steel steps. And Noah is just effectively using the outside to beat down Slate Stone here.
But he gets the corner of the table for his trouble.
Yeah, caught it right in the gut. But catches a right there, trying to get things going back his way is Noah Quinn.
And a little atomic drop. Whew. But yet again, Noah Quinn just controlling the pace of this match, keeping Slate Stone from being able to tag out. He's very far away from his partner. He's in trouble here.
He's rolled back into the ring. He's trying to crawl to Onyx, but Noah grabs a hold. Slate with a nice counter, though, gets back to his feet and just whiffs on that crossbody attempt.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. That must have been desperation.
Impact on the leg of Slate Stone there.
And Noah looking for something here.
Oh, a strong hammerlock DDT. Noah looking for the cover, but Onyx breaks it up.
Onyx breaks it up, quickly gets back out of the ring. Jamie looked like he wanted to pick a fight, but he'll have to wait his turn.
And Onyx might have saved the title opportunity from disappearing there.
Oh, and the face driven onto the knee there.
Noah counters back, and Slate really needs to get out of the ring as Noah tags in Jamie now, the much fresher Jamie Quinn, the live man for the Quinn brothers.
Yeah, the Stones, oh my goodness. I was going to say they're in trouble, but that sort of spinebuster tells me maybe it's not quite so bad. As he's looking for figure four leg lock here, maybe?
He's got the leg wrapped up. He lets him out of it, though.
Sort of an inverted sharpshooter. I don't know what that was, but again, using his
lines there.
And suddenly things don't look quite so bad for Unhinged.
Still think it would probably be wise to get his brother involved in here. Slate's been in the ring for a long time.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, and a bulldog busted open Slate Stone there in the corner.
Yep. And that's exactly the sort of thing we were talking about. He's been in the ring for a long time. He's taken a lot of offense. He's really been beat down. He spent a lot of time on the outside on the ground because he was getting the piss beat out of him.
Rolls and now he's out to avoid Jamie there, and a big chop. But he holds on.
Another one.
Second one, and now maybe we'll see him go tag in Onyx, get a breather. He certainly needs one.
And Onyx not even going to go directly for his opponent. Interesting choice. Working the crowd a bit.
Choice indeed. He's still able to get to Jamie, but Jamie with a nice counter. And sends Onyx to the outside. The Quinns are just in control of this match right now.
Yeah, they seem to have an answer for just about everything that that Unhinged can come up with, and that's what you want to see from your champions. But as the challengers, I mean, they're going to have to get creative.
Float over neck breaker to Onyx on the outside. Onyx fighting back a little bit. Can he get something going for the Stones here? Unhinged has been in a tough way so far. He gets Jamie rolled back into the ring. Slate looks like he's having a hard time hanging on the outside. Big uppercut from Onyx Stone.
Yep, drops to his knee to get that uppercut, get a little more distance for the fist to travel, and got a little extra impact because of it.
He's gonna send Jamie shoulder first off the ring post in the corner. A lot of impact on the left shoulder there of Jamie Quinn. Take another look there. Send him just right off the metal ring post on the outside. But Jamie's back to his feet. But not for long. A lot of impact there.
That look familiar? Onyx ate a little bit of knee like that earlier.
Gives it right back to the Quinn brothers here. But he's both men having a tough time getting to their feet. And Jamie makes the tag to Noah.
That's, again, this wily, clever tag team wrestling. This is why the Quinns are at the top of the heap, because they find ways to get tags, as we see a snap suplex there from Noah. They find ways to get tags. They find ways to control the match, divide the ring in half.
Cover, but on it, it's broken up by Slate Stone.
This seems to be the one spot where they have not quite had that same sort of wily approach, is in actually pinning. They seem to do it a little too straight up, I don't know.
Oh, ducks
and he
under
whiffs.
the kick. Strong counter by Onyx there.
And that could be bad news for Noah Quinn.
Now Onyx looking for the cover on Noah. Gets a 2 count. Had a little help from the ropes there, but it's still not enough. Not sure if Jamie Quinn has made it back to the apron yet after he rolled out earlier. Looked like he was trying to recover himself. But Noah still fighting on the inside. Jamie's up to his feet once more. And Noah had some choice words for Onyx Stone there in the center of the ring.
Going for a Hurricane Rana, but no, sir.
What a counter into a power bomb by Onyx Stone.
Now he's just wrenching on the face. Oh.
Seems a bit distracted by Jamie Quinn, and it gives Noah a chance to get back in control. Tags in his brother. And now Jamie the live man once more. And once again, Unhinged find themselves the long man out in the match. See if Onyx can get things going against Jamie.
He looks like he's feeling all right. The question, of course, is Jamie just had a long run inside. And
big counter from Jamie up high. And then a float over neck breaker to Onyx.
Well, he's answered the question he didn't even let me ask, which was, how's he feeling after spending so long catching his breath on the outside? But he seems to be doing quite all right.
And
here we go.
Now he's got the figure 4 locked in, center of the ring. Onyx has tapped out to Jamie Quinn. The Quinns retain their titles here at End of the Line.
And great work all around by the Quinns. It was a great tag team match. The team was super important for this match. They used each other really well. Obviously, Noah spent a good bit of time with his opponents on the outside of the ring, really stretching the match. But ultimately, I think what won it for the Quinns was knowing when to make tags, knowing when to use tandem offense, and breaking up pins.
There were questions about the legitimacy of their title win at Right to Fight that I think the Quinns have answered with a resounding defeat here tonight of Unhinged.
Yeah.
5-0, these two as a team, 8-1. The Quinns reign supreme, and I don't think there's any question about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you can say after that. That was as straight ahead a win as any I've seen, and they earned these titles yet again here tonight.
Strong first defense for Jamie and Noah, and they look near unbeatable. The tag division as a whole is going to have to figure out something else. if they're going to take down the Quinns. And maybe the answer is Dirty Deeds, the combination of DDT and Tomio Yamaguchi, who won their debut last week. And speaking of which, Yamaguchi made his way into this World Championship match coming up next, which is a triple threat match. El Puma was our Rumble winner at Right to Fight, earned a shot at the World Championship. Unfortunately for him, the World Championship is owned by his tag team partner, member of Fuerza Mayor, Domingo Cervantes. Puma's got to take on an ally here, but a championship's on the line. They have kept this above board, but tonight they go against each other, and Yamaguchi, potentially the wrench in the plans for both of them. He's been a strong competitor so far, and he and DDT did beat Puma and Cervantes last week in a tag team match.
Yeah, a lot of threads coming into this match, kind of coming from all over, right? Like we've seen Puma talk about how he wants to approach this straight ahead with respect, all that sort of stuff. But then, he has another match against Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi wins. Really demonstrates that he deserves a title shot. So Yamaguchi's inserted into this match, and now it's like, on the one hand, Puma's got his tag team partner, his friend, who he wants to fight one-on-one, mano-a-mano, straight up for the title, and may the best man win. And then on the other corner, you've got one of his greatest rivals in the SWA, and a guy who keeps beating him, right? And then you pivot to Yamaguchi's perspective. He's wanted the title. He's been accruing wins. He keeps beating this Puma punk, and he's like, why is he even in this match? I deserve to be here. I want to go out. I want to win this title. And then you have Cervantes, who is our champion, who wants to continue being the champion, right? He's going to defend that title with everything he's got. And he's got a legitimate challenger here in Yamaguchi, who has come out and really had a lot of great performances recently. But then also, Cervantes has to handle fighting his own tag team partner, his close friend. And he said that he wants to keep everything above board, but is that actually going to be the case? Is it going to be such that he was maybe playing a little bit of mind games with him? There's a lot going on in this match. I think it's really loaded. I think it can be really exciting to see how this all plays out inside the ring tonight.
Yeah, and for Yamaguchi, 6-1 in singles action. He hasn't lost since the inaugural tournament. That rings true as well for Cervantes at 8-1, has also not lost since the inaugural tournament. But for Yamaguchi, he keeps beating Puma, with the exception of these two were the final two in the Rumble at Right to Fight. Yamaguchi had the shot at the title on the line there, wasn't able to eliminate Puma, but then came out later, beat Puma in a one-on-one, proved his worth, and finds himself in this match. A lot of people thought he deserved that slot that Triple G had last pay-per-view at Right to Fight. He didn't get it. He gets it here tonight. 6-1, second in the power rankings. A good opportunity for him, but an equally good opportunity for Puma. I think the triple threat stipulation maybe benefits Puma the most here, and hurts Cervantes perhaps. With the exception of tag team action, we last saw Cervantes when he defended the title against Calvin Abueva. Immediately after defending that title, Al Sebastian cashed in the Path to Glory briefcase, and Cervantes dispelled of him in quick time as well. 2 title defenses in one night, and he's looked as dominant as anyone in the SWA, perhaps a stronger run so far even than our inaugural champ, Warren Windham. Cervantes has looked untouchable. The one wrinkle here is that, Yamaguchi and Puma are in this match. If one of them pins or submits the other, we can have a title change without Cervantes being pinned or submitted.
Yeah, you're right. You mentioned that a moment ago, and you mentioned the way this hurts Cervantes. That's a big part of it. Being the guy who could come in as the champion, not actually get pinned, not actually get submitted, and walk out having lost his championship, right? On the other hand, I think you mentioned it benefits Puma. I think that's probably true because he's got two guys he can beat, and if they beat each other up a whole lot. The same is true for Yamaguchi, though. He's got a legitimate claim to this title in a one-on-one match. Now he's got an opponent that he has beaten before that he knows he can beat. So maybe he focuses on Puma and sort of ignores Cervantes and just tries to secure the title that way. I don't know.
It will certainly be interesting to see how this, splits up. In some ways, this match could be a 2-on-1, and at some points of this match, it almost has to be. Will it be the members of Fuerza Mayor against Yamaguchi, or will we see some kind of separate fractioning off here? And could this spell the end of Fuerza Mayor, or is this just a step along the way of them, getting some strength, getting some momentum back in the tag division? Yet to be seen here. We'll see what we got as the ref signals for the bell. Yamaguchi goes right for Puma, and I think Puma was going right for the champ.
Yeah, I mean, I think that reflects their differing approaches, right? Puma wants to do this straight up with Cervantes. I think Yamaguchi wants to win. I think ultimately, Puma knows maybe it's a bit of a long shot for him here. Although he earned his way by winning the Rumble, but also I think he'd rather do this honorably than win. But I don't think that's what Yamaguchi's here for. And I think that's ultimately the mentality you need to be a winner.
Nice kick, takes the champ off his feet. It looked like it was going to be all Domingo there after the big boot to Puma, and then he just tosses Yamaguchi to the ground. Nice counter by Yamaguchi. Drops him over the top rope here. Wrenches the arm off the top rope. Yamaguchi using the top rope to his advantage. And Domingo's going to roll out, catch his breath for a minute, and Puma has turned things around on Yamaguchi a bit here, but Tomio with a nice counter back to his feet. Yamaguchi, we've seen secure a lot of submission victories. He's definitely the most gifted submission artist in this match. We'll see if that plays a role. We saw Cervantes lose in a tag match last week to Yamaguchi's partner DDT with an armbar. Will Yamaguchi employ a similar strategy here tonight? Right now, he's on the end of an ass whooping from Cervantes.
He sure is. And meanwhile, Puma taking a nap, having received a bit of an ass whooping himself.
Nice takedown. Puma getting some energy back with a backflip and then catches a knee from Yamaguchi. And he's going to roll out now. That one looked like it hurt.
Yeah. Not only hurt his face, but I think it hurt his pride, too. I told you, looks like to me, Tomio Yamaguchi is here to win.
It's on the wrong end of a big right boot from Cervantes here. He's got him up on the shoulder, but a nice counter by Yamaguchi into a spike DDT there.
Yeah, and then sort of brushes off a drop kick by Puma. Now looking for the pin.
Looking for the cover on Puma, but he's kicked out at 2. Almost had a change of title there with a pinfall on Puma from Yamaguchi. Now he's going to go back to work on Puma. Can Puma get something going here against Tomio? He counters and sends Yamaguchi down to the mat.
Going up top, maybe?
Heading to
What's he
the
thinking here?
high rent district all the way up. Down to Yamaguchi, right into a cover. Ref going for it. 1-2, and Yamaguchi's out after a 2 count. And then a big boot from Cervantes, who was coming in to break that one up. What a counter by Puma.
Yeah, and a snap DDT there after getting tossed in the air.
Sends the champ and his partner into the corner. Puma with a lot of athleticism that he follows up with a whiff. That's 0 for 2 from him so far with feats of acrobatics followed up with wrestling.
The flippy shit not going so well for Puma tonight, and that's going to be a problem if it continues.
catches another big knee and then a Superman punch from Yamaguchi.
This could be it.
Cervantes is down in the mat. No Puma there, and Cervantes kicks out at 2.
That was very, very clever offense by Yamaguchi. That jumping knee right into the Superman punch almost took no time between the two and created a lot of space.
Bad area here, though, as he's tossed like a rag doll. The
Almost out of the ring.
crucifix power bomb goes for the cover, but Puma breaks it up.
I think Cervantes took too long on that one.
Could have been a chance at retaining the title. Now Puma's looking to cover Yamaguchi here. Can he take advantage? No. Yamaguchi kicks out at 1. Too much time passed after that crucifix powerbomb. Puma almost capitalized in a big way.
That was a smart move, but yeah, too much time had passed and there was nothing he could do.
Yamaguchi whips him off, and a nice counter by Puma catches the leg. But another reversal here from Yamaguchi. A trio of elbows to the temple of Puma.
Fireman's carry into that go to sleep. Say
And
hi
a
to Phil from
DDT on the
Chicago.
champ. And Yamaguchi has laid out both members of Forza Mayor here. Not
But
going
he's
for
not
a cover.
done.
He's going after the champ here. Clothesline after clothesline, catches the foot, sweeps the leg, and Yamaguchi's feeling himself. Going for a cover on Domingo here. 1-2 and kicked out. Puma crawling to his feet in the corner. Cervantes, big Superman punch from Yamaguchi. Could be it, but Puma breaks it up.
Yeah, Puma went for a dropkick there and kind of missed, but he was nearby to break up that pinfall.
And another big Superman punch. Now Puma's got Yamaguchi down with a cover. 1-2 and kicked out.
A blue thunderbomb from Puma. That's a bit of a rarity.
And
What's
Puma
he thinking
there,
now?
He saved his ally, but he also saved his own opportunity breaking up that count. He's got 2 men down. He's up at the top rope. What's he thinking here? He's perched up at the top. Cervantes and Yamaguchi both lay out across the ring. And
Taking a
Puma
lot of time.
taking his time. Big elbow drop to his teammate Cervantes.
Maybe he was torn on who to hit the move on.
Oh, gets a 2 count.
And Puma got something in mind here.
Oh,
But
he
he
looked like
was
he was
not paying
setting
attention.
him up. And Yamaguchi takes advantage.
Fireman's carry. And again with the
Oh.
go to sleep on the champ.
Right
Puma
into a
nowhere
cover.
to be found.
Yamaguchi 1-2, and we've got a new champ. Tomio Yamaguchi takes down Cervantes with a go to sleep and secures the title in this triple threat match.
Man, what a match. Several times, all 3 of these competitors found ways to account for the third man, to make sure that they were the only ones in the ring with a chance at winning the belt. But ultimately, Yamaguchi just explosive offense, picking his spots, and he comes out on top.
We saw him effectively go against both members of the opposition here. The new SWA World Champion Tomio Yamaguchi, 7-1. He's only the second person to ever defeat Domingo Cervantes here. Takes the title away from the champ. And you're looking at the newest title holder, the 3rd ever champion in the SWA, Tomio Yamaguchi. A big match there for Yamaguchi. What a showing. As we head into our main event of the night, 4-on-4 tag team action elimination style. We've got Team Windham taking on Team Sangres. These two have made picks in the last couple of weeks, back and forth. Windham, with his win at Right to Fight, earned the right to pick first. He took Dr. Morbius. Sangres countered with Eddie Vortex, says he's building a team of underdogs. Windham takes Al Sebastian with his second pick, a guy who had a shot at the title, had a pretty good run. Windham liked what he saw out of him. Sangres counters with a pick of Yasuke Bozeman. Been a bit of an underdog his entire run in the SWA. And that is how those teams started to shake up. They each have one more person that will make their way out tonight. This match, again, elimination style, 4-on-4. End of the line for this rivalry between Sangres and Windham. And the captain himself, El Sangres, the first to enter.
Making his way to the ring from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 137 pounds, Santos.
And Sangres coming out first, looking to get everyone excited for what's to come tonight. And I think he's doing a pretty good job.
The fans love Sangres. 4-3 in singles action. He hasn't always had the best luck. He dropped the 30-minute Ironman match to Warren Windham at Right to Fight 2-1. Had a pretty good showing though, and it just wasn't the end for these two and their rivalry. They were selected as captains for this match, and their picks will go a long way in determining who's going to kind of maybe get the last word in this this back and forth between the two of them, or who knows what we'll see in the future. But we've got Eddie Vortex making his way now to the ring.
Yeah, Eddie Vortex, the former Olympic gymnast, fresh off a successful career there, decided to try his hand in the squared circle. And although maybe not the flashiest of starts, his looks pretty good.
Yeah, he dropped his singles debut. He had the shortest time spent in the Rumble, a real tough go. He dropped one to Draven after that, and then took down Deuce Bennett. You know, he's learning the sport of wrestling. He's figuring it out as he goes. And Sangres likes what he sees out of Vortex, considers him the kind of underdog fighting spirit that he needs on his team, and was his first selection for his team. We'll see what Vortex has here in the main event of a pay-per-view. What a you know, a third match or so here, last on the card in a pay-per-view. Great chance for Vortex to show everybody what he's made of. The third member of Team Sangres, Yasuke Bozeman. Talk about underdog so far, 4-4 for Bozeman in singles action. He's had some ups and he's had some downs. He's been on a bit of a downturn and has a great shot at turning that around here tonight.
Yes, he does. And I think, honestly, if you're going to have a match that will help you kind of do that, having a team, I think, is a good way to build in a safety net for yourself, if that makes sense, right? So Yasuke Bozeman has had a bit of a rough go, like we've talked about, but now it's not just him. He's got other people involved who also want to win, and they also can help him, support him. And they're all, you know, underdogs who believe in each other, I think. So I think maybe this is the moment for Yasuke.
You know, and Bozeman didn't win the chamber match that when Windham retained his title all the way back at SWA Countdown, but maybe a choice by Sangres intentionally. Bozeman speared Windham through 2 pods and looked pretty good against the former champ. Maybe that's why he's the pick. But now we've got the 4th and final pick for Team Sangres, previously unannounced. And that sounds like Sangres has picked Captain Tiger Marsh.
Sure enough, there he is. Fireworks and all.
Making his way to the ring from Illinois, 153 pounds.
Captain Marsh, what a pick by Sangre. 7-3, 7th in the power rankings. The highest ranked member of Team Sangres now, and what an anchor to this team, and a good pick from Team Sangres, if I must say so myself.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a deviation from the theme of the team here, in that he's just been a straight up winner a little bit more, but I think a mentality is probably shared between all four of these guys.
From Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
And the captain of Team Windham,
330 pounds.
Warren Windham, the former SWA champion, the first ever SWA champion. 7-2 for Windham. He's dropped matches to Cervantes and Calvin Abueva and nobody else, and is looking to just settle the score once more with Sangres here. He made it pretty clear he thought he was the better competitor at Right to Fight. He'd love to do the same here again, and I'm certain he thinks he's made the better picks as well. You know, a little bit of multiple layers of competition here. Not only is this a match between Windham and Sangres, this is a match between, you know, their ability to pick allies and pick a team here and see who can outlast each other in this elimination format.
It will be interesting because it's not just about your team captains, right? It's about
Atlanta, Georgia.
the makeup of your team as a whole.
40
And
pounds. Doctor.
especially when it comes to guys like Dr. Morbius, who recently debuted. Do we really know what he's made of yet? Did Windham maybe take a flyer, or was this a risky pick? I don't know. We'll see. But this sort of match, you need to know what your team is made of.
Yeah, interesting picks. You know, Morbius dropped a match to Eric Draven, but it was a hotly contested match. Windham selected him after that match, liked what he saw. The trouble then was that, you know, since then we saw Dr. Morbius drop a match to Lazar Malvo. So 0-2, he had a great run in the Rumble at SWA Right to Fight, but 0-2 in singles action. Of course, this is not a singles match, but we'll see what Morbius provides to this team. You know, who knows? Maybe Windham thinks his picks doesn't matter. He's ready to do this himself.
Could be.
And Big Al Sebastian, the third pick for Windham, announced last week. The man that eliminated Calvin Abueva in the Rumble, got himself a title shot and almost won it. Had a pretty good run against Domingo Cervantes when he cashed that briefcase in. We'll see what Big Al brings to the tag team side of things here for Team Windham.
Yeah, you know, one thing he definitely brings that they were in dire need of before is some hipness.
Yeah,
being with the times, you know.
A real modern, you know, current wrestler. Really, like you said, really with it. You know, not the powerhouse style of someone like Windham, but it's time for the fourth pick for Team Windham, the unannounced selection before, and it's Paragon.
And from North Carolina, weighing in at 400 pounds.
Windham has just got all of the beefy boys in tow. 400 pounds, the super heavyweight Paragon. And interestingly enough, every selection that Windham made has lost their last match. Paragon dropped his match last week to Calvin Abueva.
Yeah, it's not the trend you want coming into a big match like this at a big pay-per-view, but Windham doesn't seem too worried.
And Sangres, no surprise, goes right after Windham. The two captains start this match in the ring. Once again, it is an elimination tag format. Every member of a team has to be pinned or submitted to finish this one off. But we start with Sangres and Windham, and just Sangres right at Warren here. Sangres easily the smallest competitor here
by a mile.
5'6", 137. Just against Windham, he's given up 200 pounds. Against the 400-pound Paragon, a nearly astronomical 260-pound difference. The difference between the two is nearly twice the weight of El Sangres.
Yeah, and you could say it's like a whole person weight, but it's not just any person. I'm confident we have many wrestlers who weigh less than that. So like that's a large, muscular wrestler type person difference.
Dr. Morbius, the live man here for Team Windham. Sangres back to his feet, maybe trying to direct the doctor somewhere, not able to. Sets him up on the ropes, gonna whip him off the other side. Big shoulder check there, levels Sangres. Might want to get some of his team involved here. And he's
we talked about it earlier.
Makes a tag. Eddie Vortex is in. Vortex against Morbius, and what a counter by the doctor.
Yeah, not a great start there for Eddie Vortex. We talked in the last tag match about always finding a way to be the freshest guy in the ring or have the freshest guy in the ring on your team. And so tagging was the right call there by Sangres, but Eddie needs to get things under control here because he came in looking to go and Morbius had him scouted.
Just a handful of counters and reversals back and forth here. Now Morbius trying to take Vortex to his corner, but Vortex going to counter out of that. Neither one of these two really able to get much going. Vortex sent into the lion's nest there, but he gets out of it. Now sending the doctor across, and a cross body there. Drops to the outside, but Morbius is going to retreat. Tags in Big Al. Here comes Al Sebastian.
I got a question for you. Do lions have nests?
Good. Certainly they do.
And Sebastian here now controlling Eddie Vortex. Well, at least he was. Vortex is not a fan of it. And his silly pink zebra pants.
Not sure, as Bozeman's a live man now. Not sure what's worse, the Lion's Nest stereo super kicks there, or the Hornet's Den. Both places you don't want to be. Big Al into the corner, catches a knee to the gut. And a big leg drop off the apron.
A big guillotine leg drop going all the way to the floor. And now what's Bozeman thinking? He's trying to find a spot on the apron.
Big Al gets in Paragon, and the super heavyweight just levels Bozeman right away. But a nice counter from Bozeman takes the big man off his feet. The kicks and punches, though, not able to do so. Paragon, just an imposing force. 400 pounds. He's the largest superstar in the SWA. And it's got to be about 99% muscle. Very little body fat on this guy. A lot of strength, a lot of potential. But he did drop to the beast just last week.
Yeah, and that loss looks a little bit worse now that the beast has lost again to Painwrecker here tonight. So, yeah, I mean, Paragon, a lot of promise, a lot of potential. We've yet to really see it. Maybe tonight's tonight, but he needs to put it together.
Morbius and Big Al both trying to get in the ring. Ref putting a stop to that. And Paragon going to work on Bozeman in the corner. Ref sorting these teams out. Bozeman trying to get away from Paragon. Paragon wisely positioning himself between Bozeman and his teammates, keeping him from making a tag.
Hangs him on the top there, and now he's looking for that sharpshooter.
He's got a sharpshooter locked in just center of the ring. Can he have our first elimination here? A submission, but Bozeman with a nice counter.
Yeah, he found a way to fight out of it there, and that's huge. That's going to be huge. You don't want to be the first one gone. In fact, you desperately want to be the first guy to execute a pin or a submission here to get a fall.
Dragging Paragon over to his own corner now. Bozeman's going to tag in the captain. Here comes Sangres. With each elimination, it becomes a higher mountain to climb for a comeback here. You definitely want to be the first team to get an elimination. Big uppercut from Paragon there. Sangres. Again, the size differential between these two. There's no greater difference between two SWA wrestlers than Sangres and Paragon. Punch to the back of the head from Big Al, but Sangres counters out of the Paragon attempt and sends him to the other side, tagging in Bozeman here. And one of the most decorated resumes, Windham, is in the match, breaks that up. And Bozeman tags in Captain Tiger Marsh. And Paragon going for the roll-up. Ref is there. This would be an unceremonious end for Marsh, but he's out at 2.
Boy, Marsh escapes some real embarrassment there. He got a little too excited trying to go for the champ and forgot who the legal man was. Almost got rolled up, sent out.
And this is the first we're seeing of Captain Tiger Marsh, perhaps the most decorated member of Team Sangres, and Paragon's going for another roll-up. Unexpected from the super heavyweight.
Well, sometimes you just need a pin, and you can catch your opponent off guard. That's all it takes on occasion. So I can't say I blame him for trying, because as we talked about, it becomes a downhill sort of thing. You gain momentum, you get a bigger and bigger advantage every time you manage to score a fall. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't blame him for it, even if it's a little unorthodox.
And Marsh takes Paragon off the middle rope, DDT.
Draping him on that rope, no way to stop yourself. Face full of the mat.
Paragon counters back. Now these two going at each other. Marsh dumps the super heavyweight.
Marsh looking for something here. Tuning up the band, it looks like.
Got the right leg going. And he's looking for a super kick, and he hits it clean. Going for the cover of Paragon. Ref down for the count. Vortex there to break it up if needed. Windham wasn't there in time, and Captain Tiger Marsh has made our first elimination. Paragon is gone from Team Windham.
Yep, and just like that, Team Windham is shorthanded. Now, they have more than enough body weight and probably height to make up for it. But ultimately, they have one less guy. They're that much closer to losing this match.
And interesting dynamics there. Vortex was in to save the breakup before anyone even attempted to. Big senton there from Windham. Before anyone from the other side was even in to attempt a breakup. Good heads-up move by Vortex. Windham was late. And Sangres' last second pick of Captain Tiger Marsh has paid off already. And Bozeman, well, it was looking like he was going strong against Windham, but the former champ is just delivering some boots to the midsection now of Yasuke Bozeman.
Yeah, it's not looking great here for Bozeman. I think he might need to get a tag, kind of shake things up a bit here.
Oh, and a cutter into a submission. The Dragon Slayer from Bozeman. Can he put away the captain, Warren Windham? Bozeman would love to eliminate Windham. And Windham's tapping.
Oh, wow.
Windham has tapped to Yasuke Bozeman. Team Sangres is on a roll.
That's a huge one right there. And as he's taunting, he gets a flatliner for his troubles. But to hang on that for just a moment, he just tapped out the former champ, the captain of this team, one of the guys with the fewest losses in the SWA.
And
I think we can say that Bozeman's got some momentum back.
You know, Bozeman really went after the champ in that chamber match, and we saw it here tonight. That Dragon Slayer, he puts away the captain. Tonight, it's the Captain Slayer and gets Windham to tap.
That's huge. Now it's a 4-on-2. They still have, a tag team, so there's still a way to get a breather and all that sort of stuff. There's still some strategy you can employ as a team, but very quickly, it's looking very dire for Team Windham.
It's a big, hill to climb here from Morbius and Sebastian. The captain's gone. Paragon is also eliminated. They need to get an elimination here in a hurry to turn things around for their team. Otherwise, this is going to go from bad to worse. Tossed off the ropes.
Man,
is Sangres. And
brutal.
If Wyndham's gone, you got to think that the one person they'd love to eliminate the most would be Sangres here, the other side's captain. That's what Morbius is going for, but Sangres delivering the shoulder to the midsection of Morbius in the corner. And Morbius has had enough. It's going to be Al Sebastian time here. Sangres leveled center of the ring. Al comes in with one stomp, and how about a taunt?
Yeah, working the crowd a bit, maybe trying to fire him up. Honestly, maybe just building in some time to catch a breather. Both he and Morbius have got to be tired by this point.
Instead, he's taken down by Sangres, who's looking for the Crimson Knee. Hits it clean on Big Al, and he's going for a cover. Will they have the third elimination here? Ref takes a decade to go down, and Al kicks out at 2.
I think the ref was maybe talking to Dr. Morbius, who attempted to enter the ring a little bit before the pin there. I think he was yelling at the man, and that was what distracted him from counting the pin on time. As we see a big jumping enziguri there from Eddie Vortex.
We've had an elimination from Marsh. We've had an elimination from Bozeman. Will we see one from Vortex here to make Sangres' picks 3 for 3? He's got Sebastian draped around. Big kick to the back.
Drop kick, but you have to remember he's on those ropes, and those things are very tight. So that's pushing you into that, knocking all the wind out of you. He's going to feel that. It's going to wear him down.
Morbius was looking for a tag there. Al didn't see it, but he's back to his feet, trying to get some control back in this match for Team Windham. This point might be Team Sebastian or Team Morbius. No captain left for them. 4-2. It's not impossible, but the odds are certainly not in their favor at this point. Sebastian gets a nice counter back to his feet there. But Eddie with a nice counter. What a kick.
Yeah, that was great, clever offense. But Al right back at it. He's getting brutal. He's getting aggressive. He's not giving Eddie any space here, really.
Ooh, and a spinning sidewalk slam. A lot of impact. A little bit dizzy. Al going for the cover. 1, 2, and kicked out from Vortex. They almost had their first elimination there, sending the Edmond native home, but Vortex able to get out at the last second.
Convenient thing about being a gymnast, you don't get dizzy so easy because you're used to doing all kinds of crazy spins in the air.
Vortex looks like he was trying to crawl away, but Al's dragging him back, keeping him in the corner. Wise decision for Big Al there.
Yeah, Al definitely on one here tonight. He's focused. He's done well to make the most of his time in the ring. Made sure that he doesn't miss all the little things that it's easy to forget about, like keeping your opponent away from the rope so they can't get up. But Eddie here, looking for a crazy stretch and slam. Working the arm too. Oh, twisted it all the way around.
Eddie just surveying the damage done as Al lays face first, center of the ring. Takes a step over for a better look, I guess. An intense stare down from Eddie. If this were still the last man standing match, I think he'd have an elimination.
And then some. I mean, all you need is a 3 count, buddy. Just like lean over.
Al staggers to his feet, gets a kick off, but Eddie with a big elbow busts him open. But what a counter by Sebastian into a powerbomb. Counters that Hurricane Rana perfectly.
And, Al here going to be very upset that he's going to get blood on his fancy pants. But
with the alligator roll there from Sebastian.
And now he looks like he's a man possessed. He's got a little more aggressive. He's got an edge to him. And now Eddie's bleeding. Boy, I think Eddie woke something up in Al Sebastian.
Lots of bodily fluid from both sides here. Al's going to get the doctor in. Maybe have him take a look at that cut.
I hope he's wearing a mask and some gloves.
Sends it into the corner. Big clothesline from Dr. Morbius. Eddie's been
Eddie
in there
looking
a long
lost.
time.
He's looking lost here. After being there for a while, getting his head busted open, he is a little directionless, a little dazed. It's definitely time to get some new blood in there. The question is, can he figure out which way is up so he can get to his corner?
And preferably not his own blood, of which there's a lot of it. But he's staying in, keeping the offense attempt anyway. Nice float over counter by Morbius. Drops Eddie into the corner, and Vortex is in real danger of being the first elimination for Songgrace if he can't get out of there soon.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like it's almost past time in a way, but here they are. Big STO by Dr. Morbius.
That being said, he's been in there a long time. He's taking a lot out of Morbius and Sebastian, and you got to imagine that Marsh, Songgrace, and Bozeman are completely fresh over there. Even if Vortex is eliminated, they've still got the advantage, numbers-wise and energy-wise.
Yeah, and this is definitely going to be a huge uphill climb for Al Sebastian and Dr. Morbius.
But Vortex is out. Sebastian with the Thez press on Marsh, but Vortex kicked out.
Maybe looking to draw some more blood from somebody else. And that short arm clothesline just lays out Eddie Vortex, and he is beaten, battered, and bruised.
Going for the cover here. 1, 2, and Bozeman breaks it up. Sebastian was throwing hands to Marsh on the outside. What a save by Bozeman, though. That could have been the end for Vortex, who is just sporting a crimson mask now.
Yeah, this is bad for Eddie. He's got to get out of here. Did a good job.
Rana off the ropes there, and he's looking for the pummel horse. Off
and the splash.
Rope. Big combination for Vortex. He's going for a cover on Morbius. And Songgrace disrupts the breakup attempt, but Morbius kicks out. And Songgrace going to work on Morbius. He's not even the active man. Bozeman is. Sanguinary sunrise there. And then a big knee from Bozeman.
That knee's a little dangerous with that pointy mask, but Bozeman placed it well.
And what an effort from the captain there, taking advantage of a distracted ref, laying in some strong offense when he's
and a whole flurry of offense, getting back to Eddie Vortex. Right, you got the pummel horse. He gets a pin attempt, and they have a kick out. But then, Songgrace gets his licks in. These guys look like a team. You know, it's interesting because they are sort of thrown together, but they really look like a team in a way that the other side is not.
Power bomb to the outside. Big impact for Morbius, who comes back with a big boot to Bozeman, looking like he took nothing from that fall.
Yeah, it's incredible to get up that quickly after someone's sunset flip power bombs you to the floor. But mad props to Dr. Morbius there.
Bozeman just hanging on to the limbs there. Just, giving him the old school, like, seeing if he's still got anything left. Morbius's arms dropping dead to the mat there. Is he out of it?
And Bozeman decides to make a tag, which I think I understand, but of all people, you pick Eddie Vortex to come back in already? Like, let the man rest. He's lost a lot of blood. I don't know if he can see.
Sangres mostly completely fresh over there. Marsh took a little bit of beating from Sebastian, who's now the active man once again. And we're back to Eddie and Al here. And a big power bomb right into a cover for Sebastian. 1, 2, Morbius counters Sangres, and Vortex has been eliminated by Sebastian. The odds are getting a little bit better here. Bulldog from Sebastian.
Big flurry of offense from Morbius and Sebastian here as well, and a spinning sidewalk slam.
And Al Sebastian with a lot of momentum behind him, taking a moment to stretch out the back a little bit. Vortex eliminated for Team Sangres.
What's Al thinking here?
Oh, he catches a right hand from Bozeman. What a counter by Yasuke.
That's a big, big moment to counter.
Oh,
and there's that Impaler DDT.
A lot of impact on the busted open forehead of Sebastian, and you can see it there. Spurts all over his own chest, and Sebastian is covered.
I'm no expert, but if you ask me if things were hip and cool and we talked about what those might be, I don't think I would say blood on my face and my chest is very hip and cool. So I think Al Sebastian's not going to be too happy about this.
Oh, what a counter, though. Playing possum a little bit on Marsh. That kick came out of nowhere. And can Sebastian get another elimination here? He's going for a cover on Marsh. It's a 1.5 maybe. Not much chance there. Looking for a big right. Instead catches the left from Big Al. Oh, nice counter, though, by Marsh. Gets out of that sidewalk slam.
Marsh here looking a little disoriented, but connecting with a hammer fist. He's looking to maybe take out a bit of revenge after what happened to him on the outside just a moment ago.
Certainly could be here, trying to get down to last man standing for Team Windham. Takes Al to the middle rope and delivers the DDT. Marsh setting up. Hits the stunner on Windham, and can he get his second elimination for Team Sangres here? He's got Al down. Sangres breaks up the count for Morbius, but breaks up the count by the ref and gives Dr. Morbius a chance to break up that one there. Sangres with a mistake. Could have been
that's a shame.
End of Al Sebastian there. Marsh looked like he had his second elimination. Instead, this match is still 3-on-2, and Morbius doing some damage to Sangres on the outside.
It's a real shame. These refs are notoriously very, very fragile, and, they go down very easily. Thankfully, he did not actually knock out the ref, but he did delay just enough and, in fact, missed Dr. Morbius. So, in an attempt to prevent a pin breakup, he broke it up himself and then allowed it to be broken up again. You can't have that kind of mistake in a match with this sort of, these sorts of stakes.
Morbius now applying pressure on the middle rope to Captain Tiger Marsh. He's crawling to the side. He's tagged in the captain. Sangres looking to right the wrongs that he has done a moment ago, and delivering those bare feet to Dr. Morbius, but Morbius tosses him aside on the third. Sidewalk slam for the Doctor. It's been a long time since we've had an elimination here. Morbius and Al working pretty well, staying alive here. Big right hand on the tag in. Al's the live man again. Not sure that I would have tagged out so soon. Sebastian had been out there for a long time, just moments ago. But Big Al fighting back here. Ooh, what a counter by Sangres.
Yeah, Sangres always poised to do something flippy and crazy and get out. You got to watch for that. What's he thinking here? Oh, stiff kick right to the jaw. And a standing shooting star. Great work. But Al Sebastian right back in it.
Al. Sangres, though, sending him to the corner. He's going to tag in Bozeman. It's been a while since we've seen Bozeman, but Morbius not happy about the tag, I guess. He's come in with some words for Bozeman.
Maybe trying to bait him a little bit, kind of distract him. So that he can't successfully.
A wild Dragon Slayer for Bozeman. He got Windham to tap with this. Can he put away Big Al? Yes, he can. Another submission for Yasuke Bozeman.
And now it's down to just Dr. Morbius.
Dr. Morbius is the end of the line for Team Windham here. And he's got a mountain ahead of him, 1-on-3. I'd say his odds are very slim. And the pick of Bozeman has paid off tremendously so far for Sangres, but he might be busted open now. And Morbius with the cover. Bozeman's out at 2. Does Dr. Morbius have any chance at coming back in this match? 1-on-3.
Technically, probably so. The chances are so slim, I wouldn't consider them real chances. It's just a massive hill to climb. That said, I don't think you can look down on him if he manages to get even like one more elimination out of this. It's just 3-on-1. I mean, what can you do? Not to mention he already took a lot of beating because it's been 2-on-1 for a long time before that.
Now a series of stomp on Bozeman, who's busted open pretty good. Back and forth action, and Bozeman's got the Dragon Slayer locked in one more time. This time, Morbius is on the ropes. Yasuke Bozeman almost had his 3rd elimination.
Yep, that was well executed, but just did not have the ring awareness to see that he'd be in the ropes, which is a shame.
Sangres looking to put it away for his team, and he does. El Sangres with the final elimination. Team Sangres almost pulls off the sweep. Only Eddie was eliminated. They win 3-0 here in the final. What a showing from Team Sangres. Captain Tiger Marsh puts away Paragon. Bozeman eliminates the Captain Warren Windham and Al Sebastian. And then really Bozeman inflicts the damage on Dr. Morbius, and the Captain El Sangres comes in, puts him away. What a victory for El Sangres. Gets a little bit of revenge on Windham here in a lot of ways. Big win for Team Sangres.
I think he gets revenge on Windham, and then also he makes a statement about the type of guy he wanted on this team, the underdogs. You know, we heard about this a lot from him. This is a statement from those guys, and they're here to stay. They're here to fight. They're here to win. It's exciting stuff for the future of the SWA.
Sangres picks a great team. They come to his aid there and put away Team Windham. What a finish to end of the line. We had just a handful of great matches. You know, the World Championship changed hands tonight. Tomio Yamaguchi, the new SWA World Champion, defeating Domingo Cervantes. The Quinns defended their tag titles like only they can, continuing their reign on the tag division. Triple G dispatched of Ace in a tables match. And pretty rapid time, sending him head first through a table. Painwrecker takes down the beast. Calvin Abueva gets himself a nice signature win. DDT tapped out the boulder, and Kiho Sankari came out on top in that Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way against the Machine, Eric Draven, and Corey Quinn. What a night of action. Appreciate you all coming out. It's been a good one. We'll see you back next week as we return to weekly shows and see what the fallout and ramifications for some of this is. If you're tuning in and you haven't joined or updated yet, our next pay-per-view coming in about 4 weeks will be the cutoff for back claiming in our first season. It will sort of wrap up our first season of SWA action. So get in if you want to get in now so that you don't miss out. And we'll see you next week. Thanks again for coming out. Have a good one.